Hey, this is John Bolger with Premier Guitar. I am with Tyler Bryant of Tyler Bryant and the Shakedown. Tyler, man, thanks for having us in your guitar lair.
Yeah, this is my den, man.
your guitar dojo.
No, man, I'm so excited that you guys are here. Like, for a guitarist, this is a dream to do a rig rundown.
Well, thank you. Well, man, God, I love your playing, love your whole thing, love your whole rock and roll deal.
Thank you.
And love this guitar. Let's hear about this.
Well, you know, we should actually start. We should start with this one.
Oh yeah, actually, good call.
We should start with this one because this is kind of the third iteration. So this is, I believe I was 15. Maybe I was younger than that. I was probably 13, 14. Opening for Dwight Yoakam with my blues band. We were called the Blues Buddies. And so everyone wants to two-step, and we're playing straight blues. And there was a man named Don Nelson in the crowd who asked me what my dream guitar was. And I told him a 1960 Fender Strat. And I couldn't, he said, why don't you have one? I said, I can't afford a 1960 Fender Strat. And then 3 days later, something like that, this showed up at my house. And so this was this was my childhood Strat that I sort of built everything on.
I mean, I've been actually following you for a long time, and I remember when seeing you with just this guitar. I'm like, how's that kid got that?
No, I know, and it was just a generous gift, and
well, and even as a kid, you played great, man.
Well, it was just more incentive to keep kind of chasing down the guitar.
So great.
I hope that I can do that one day and just be like, yo, kid, here's a really sick Strat.
Yeah. Well, okay, and you put a lot of this wear on it yourself, right?
Yeah, it looked. I think maybe his original idea was give it to the kid, and then let him play it, and then one day I'll sell it, and then of course like you can see this is just from years of sweating, and then we were playing at a club called Dylan's in Paris, Texas, and you see this little ring here. We took a break and I set the guitar on top of my amp. Wouldn't you do when you're a kid?
Sure.
And someone came up and set like a Coors Light on it or something.
Yeah. It's just a $20,000 guitar. Put your beer on it. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. So this was the kind of the one that kicked them all off.
Oh, that's so great, man. And is it retired from touring and just now?
It's not retired from touring. I take it out for like special shows.
Yeah. Good for you.
Because I don't know if you know, we had a lot of guitars stolen from us.
No. Okay, let's put the word out. And maybe. So what happened?
So we were doing a headline tour, and we were driving through Spokane, Washington, and a bunch of guitars got stolen. Wow. And this was 5.5 years ago. And so one of the guitars that got stolen was the one that, it was this guy.
Oh, good segue. See?
Yeah. So this is the one that. Fender made this for me when I was a kid, and it's just a 1960. I mean, it's the same neck as this guy, same pickups. It's the same everything. It's just pink, which just was stemmed from the pink Cadillac. I'm a huge Elvis fan, so
sure.
This guitar was taken and missing for 5.5 years.
Wow.
So this is a guitar I had for all the Jeff Beck tours. Like when we played with Aerosmith, Steven Tyler wrote pink. It's like red but not quite on the back. They sanded that off. Like we got to induct Steve Cropper into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and I was afraid I was going to mess up the lyrics to Midnight Hour, so I wrote them right here. You can still see like a couple, but they sanded that off, and a guitar shop called River City Guitars in Spokane found it for me, bought it, and sent it back to me.
Oh, God.
This is recently.
Wow.
So this was my main guitar, and it's a custom shop, 60 reissue.
Yeah, does it feel pretty similar to
it feels, obviously it's got more frets on it because the frets have been worn down significantly on that, but I mean it feels amazing and it sounds incredible. These are some of the best single coils I've ever heard.
And they're true single coils. And 60 cycle thing, does it bother you very much, or?
I kind of like it, and I'll tell you why. Sure. I remember hearing Beck for the first time when I was a kid, and when they flipped his amps on and I heard zzz, I was like, oh, I know it's coming. Like it's just an artifact that I think is cool.
Yeah. It is part of the tone. I mean, it is part of it. I get it.
It's part of the thing. Most of my Strats now have humbuckers in them.
Yeah.
And but I can't bring myself to put a humbucker in this because I just love it.
Right.
And obviously the same with the original one. But it was cool. I took this one to the custom shop years ago with the original 60, and that's kind of where this one came from.
God, so great.
And it was missing for 5.5 years. How crazy is that?
Wow. You know, it really kind of gives you some faith in humanity that something like that comes back to you.
No, it does. I mean, I checked Craigslist and eBay and everything so often, and then finally I get a call from a guy that goes, "I'm 99.9% sure I'm holding your guitar." And he I like said, like, what are some of the defining marks? Does it have this and this on the back? And he's like, "Nope, looks like someone sanded that off." And I was like, "What's the serial number?" So whoever stole it didn't change the back plate, which would have been an easy thing to do.
Yeah.
So that's
that's
Pinky 1.
That's like Thief 101. You change the serial number.
Yeah. So that's Pinky 1, which brings us to then this guitar has kind of become my main one. When this guitar was stolen, my parents, my dad works in a factory, my mom's a school teacher, they like borrowed some money, pulled some cash together, and they bought me this guitar.